police
in the morning.
The time is 1979. Jimmy Bones is respected and loved as the neighborhood protector. When he is betrayed and brutally murdered by corrupt cop Lupovich, Bones' elegant brownstone becomes his tomb. 22 years later, the neighborhood has become a ghetto, and his home a gothic ruin. 4 teens renovate it as an after-hours nightclub, unknowingly releasing Jimmy's tortured spirit. It's thrills and chills as blood spills when Jimmy's ghost sets about its frightful revenge, his killers unaware of the gruesome fate that awaits them. With each new victim, the terror mounts, and Bones' vengeful spins out of control, threatening everyone in his path, including his former lover, Pearl. I'm Corey.
And I'm Paul.
And we are the B-Movie Bros.
Here review B-movies to the best of our ability.
Sometimes we get off topic, but randomness is a gift. This week we took a look at the 2001 film Bones for our drug month here. Because it's drug dealers that kill Jimmy Bones in the movie.
And, well, it's got Snoop Dogg, so there's that.
So, let's just dive right into this shit with top and bottom 3, our technical difficulties. Let's start with the best part of this. The top 3 for me. Number 3, the premise of Snoop Dogg as a supernatural killer is actually, like, an amazing thought. Like, I'm really excited, like, just that premise alone.
No question.
Number 2, in the movie they find a stray dog. They name the dog Bones, after Jimmy Bones. That's pretty cool. Number 1, Snoop Dogg as Jimmy Bones. Now, I know he's supposed to be this serious, like, scary serial killing motherfucking ghost motherfucker, but he just comes off as really campy and hilarious. But I love it anyway.
I had, for number 3, some of the dialogue in this is actually pretty funny. I got a decent amount of laughs out of it. Number 2, Snoop Dogg was an actual dog at one point in this film, and that was pretty funny. And number 1, Snoop Dogg going on a killing spree as a demonic, vengeful spirit was just awesome. Definitely the best parts of this movie by far.
All right, so that leaves us with the bottom. For me, number 3, the blood in this movie looks like paint, and I don't mean like fucking like runny paint. Like, no, it looks like thick red house paint. Like someone was like, "Oh, how do we make blood? I don't know. Let's just go to the hardware store and get some paint." Like, really, do your fucking job. Mix some cornstarch and fucking glue and red dye or some shit. I don't know. It would have looked better than fucking paint. Number 2, everything that is supposed to be creepy or scary comes off as comical due to the fact that the blood looks like paint, the CGI is shitty, or the lighting effects just make it look like a little girl's bedroom. Number 1, the pace of this movie was so slow. Like, I really feel like I could have watched this movie in fast forward, and it still would have taken me 3 hours to watch this 92-minute film.
For number 3, yeah, this movie was an awkward combination of horror and comedy, and it didn't really do either one all that well. There are times where you can't tell if you're supposed to laugh or, I guess, be scared. None of it was scary, but there are parts where it definitely wasn't funny, and I think they were trying to scare us. Number 2, like you said, this movie is fucking slow-paced as hell. I was so bored through most of it, and Snoop Dogg's not in a lot of it. He just kind of comes, like, I think after the halfway mark, and up till that point, you just kind of see these unlikable characters. And number 1, the CGI and lighting effects were just fucking awful. I don't think I've seen effects this bad in a movie of this budget in a long time.
Well, I guess we should give this movie its due justice and have a little bit of a quote war.
Quote war.
We'll quote this movie back and forth. I'm going to get us started off here. This is the story of Jimmy Bones, black as night and hard as stone.
You fat bastard. Son of a bitch.
The one of us who's alive at the end of the week inherits all of Vincent Price's cash.
I kill you, you kill me, we even. Damn, why you gotta get all metaphysical?
And that ends this episode's edition of Quote Wars. Yeah, if you have a favorite quote from Bones, share it with us here or at our website, bmoviebros.com. I think we really need to move into this final take because this movie's just fucking irking on me. Remember, friends, our final take is a score on our shot scale. Our shot scale is a reverse scale, 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. How many shots do you need to get through this movie? I give it a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
I have to say, this movie reeks of mediocrity. The only memorable thing about it is the fact that it stars Snoop Dogg. The special effects are bad, the writing is bad, the acting is bad, but the concept was good. It really is just a case of a good idea gone bad. It is worth giving a watch if you like supernatural slashers or Snoop Dogg, but just one watch.
Bones has one selling point, and that's the fact that the protagonist is played by Snoop Dogg. That's pretty much it. Unfortunately, the slow, boring, uninspired film couldn't keep up with the fast-paced rhythm of Snoop Dogg. This is a pretty standard film all around that really fails to stand out in any way. The plot seems rushed, and the characters, excluding Snoop Dogg, were really uninteresting. Some of the death scenes were kind of cool, and there was some funny dialogue, but overall, Bones is just one giant gimmick that just couldn't hold for the course of an entire film.
Now, we know not everyone likes watching the same kind of shit that we do, so we like to give every B movie we watch an A movie companion and tell you why this B movie and A movie are the same movie, just of different classes and calibers. For me, I gave my A movie companion to Assault on Precinct 13 from 1976.
I picked Insidious from 2010.
I have to say, both movies revolve around a bad part of the neighborhood. In both films, a single building is the focal point, whether it be the, Precinct 13 police building, or Jimmy Bones' old abode. Both films are about avenging a death, whether it be a gang avenging the death of one of its leaders, or Jimmy Bones avenging his own death. And blood plays a major role in the revenge ritual of both movies. In Assault on Precinct 13, the gang throws a bowl of blood, signifying their intention to kill everyone within the precinct unless they give them the guy that killed one of their leaders. And in Bones, Jimmy Bones' blood on, a rag is what keeps him in the mortal world. And that is why Assault on Precinct 13 from 1976 is an A-movie version of Bones from 2001.
I picked Insidious from 2010 because both movies start out with a group of people buying an old house that ends up being haunted. Characters in Bones buy an old house, turn into a club, and family in Insidious move into a new house that's kind of old. Both movies revolve around an evil spirit or spirits attacking living people. The evil spirits in both films are not exclusively bound to the house they were originally discovered in, and both movies have the relationship between a father and their kid as an important part of the film. In Bones, one of the main characters was Jimmy Bones' daughter, and in Insidious, the kid who ends up going unconscious, well, it turns out he inherited his astral projecting ability thing from his father. And that is why Insidious from 2010 is an A-movie version of Bones.
So there you have it, Insidious or the original Assault on Precinct 13. Now I think it's time to drink away this flick. Drink away this flick. Come on and grab your drink. Let's drink away this flick.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'll give you some drink games for the movie, and so shall Paul. But remember, friends, drink responsibly. Number 1, anytime someone is negative about the dog, take a drink. Number 2, whenever there's a flashback, take a drink. Number 3, anytime the blood looks like paint, take a drink. Number 4, anytime a decapitated head is speaking, take a drink. And number 5, of course, because it's drug month, anytime someone is doing drugs or mentions drugs, take a drink.
Every time Snoop Dogg kills somebody, take a drink. Every time someone swears, take a drink. Every time someone talks about what happened in the house in 1979, take a drink. And every time someone talks about the hood or being a gangsta, take a drink.
And those are your ways to drink away this flick. Well, I mean, that's it for Bones. As far as the movies we've seen so far this week, I'd have to rank them as Bones at number 2 and Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror at number 1. Just the Hood of Horror gave more of what it promised.
Yeah, I definitely like Snoop Dogg better in Hood of Horror.
If you want to check us out next week, which I hope you do, we'll be taking a look at the 2006 film Evil Bong. Maybe we'll have some more memorable scenes coming out of that one.
I sure hope so.
So until next time, friends, be brave, be alive, and be back for more.
You know, when they